All right, guys, here we go. We got part 64, comprehensive history. Huh? Christian, a comprehensive history, part 64. I am now subbed to Geno, so soon we should be able to see my name at the end credits. Let's do it. I hope Geno doesn't hate me.
What made her this way?
I don't know, bro.
What is the attraction?
I don't know, dude.
What keeps us fascinated?
Mike, big fat.
This is the story of Christian.
Yeah, I agree. It is what that is. That is exactly the story of Christian. Agreed. Part LXIV.
On June 13th, 2018,
Wow.
Justin Silverman, a media producer connected to the gaming scene and events coordinator for the Too Many Games convention in Pennsylvania, emailed Christine, letting her know.
That's cool. I didn't know that was a thing. I would go meet the angry video game nerd. That'd be cool. I like his content. Or I liked his content. He's changed it now, but I don't think in a bad way. It's more like he's just changed it to do more like critic commentary reviews on stuff, which I think is really cool. I should actually watch him again. But I don't know who anybody else except for Bowser. I know who that guy is. I don't know him personally though.
Letting her know that he heard of her fundraising campaign to get to the convention. Silverman wrote that he could not offer her any booths to sell her merchandise and did not guarantee that she could take part in a panel discussion, but instead offered her a free guest badge for the event and the possibility of getting squeezed into a panel discussing so-called cringe culture.
Wow.
The following day,
Wow.
Chris uploaded 2 videos on YouTube, hoping to find technical assistance regarding her vintage home computer and gaming console, the Commodore 64.
Wait, did she didn't make a video about that? That's awesome. They gave her a free fucking pass. That's awesome.
As you can see right behind me, da-da-da-da-da-da, there's my Commodore 64 monitor, and there's my floppy and cassette drive with 2 joysticks, and here's my old BFF. I got just about everything needed to put this thing back into order once again, be able to play on it and everything, but there's a slight problem. Yeah, it needs some TLC. I tried to get it out, trying to fix it with a Lysol wipe, but the AV
Is a Lysol wipe something that you should be fucking putting inside of like an old thing like that? That sounds really bad. Maybe it's not bad. Is Lysol an alcohol wipe? Is it okay to do that? I feel like it's not though. Maybe I'm just wrong.
AV output, this thing right here, yeah, it's got rust around the edges.
I feel like it's not good. Like an alcohol wipe is okay because that evaporates very quickly, right?
Okay, so that's the update. Oh, and also I'm not sure where it is, and I definitely need it, but I need the power cord for the floppy drive as well. I'm gonna check eBay for an inexpensive one.
Ah, she's fixing it with Lysol wipes. I didn't think of it like that. That's a really good point. Thank you so much.
So, thank you all so much. Please,
Isn't Lysol bleach? Is bleach bad for like parts like this? I really don't know. Oh, it says not to use electronics on the thing. You know what's so funny? Like it's a little quick story about Lysol. I think Lysol says that like it kills like 99.9% of like I think coronavirus is included in that. But I think it might be a different brand that was included in that before like our COVID-19 outbreak. And so my mom had somebody that she used to work with at her retirement job, and they were like, "COVID's a conspiracy because you see the back of the Lysol wipes? The COVID it wasn't even out yet." She said COVID wasn't even out yet, but it still was able to kill COVID. So they knew about it. Like that was the conspiracy. I was like, "Oh my god, that's fucking incredible."
Responses to
All
this
right, that's
video
very
are to be
random.
sent to my email address, christine@cowickville.us. I'll put the link. I'll put the email address in the description below. Thank you.
Viewers on the Kiwi Farms noticed that in the video, they could see a drawing of Magichan and Crizel, Chris's supposed husband and wife, taped to the ceiling above her bed.
Wow.
In the second video,
Probably jerks off to it. I wonder if her cum shoots up to the ceiling because after a long sesh, personally, after a long sesh, I get good mileage on it. I'm just saying, up in the air, not even like outwards, directly against gravity. Like, honestly, though, I think maybe like 3 feet is no, more than that. We should move on. We should
She
move on.
delves more in depth regarding
We
her
should move
problem.
on.
All right, power light comes on.
All right.
As you can see, not much is happening up here. So, kind of stumped. Still need local help. It's probably something in the circuitry. I'm guessing. I don't know. I know squat about circuitry. All right. So, requesting help locally from somebody in Charlottesville who's got the technological knowledge to, go inside and all the parts and figure out.
Shrink it down, kind of crawl inside the pieces and mess with the circuitry, That face. What a face. A face that only a mother could love. Wow. Sad foreshadowing, huh?
But the problem is, because I love this old friend of mine, And also, reminder, please go to my GoFundMe page and help me on building up the funds I need to go to the Too Many Games convention up in Pennsylvania. I'm very serious about that.
I know some people would probably be like, oh, but they give you a free ticket. You still have to travel there and get like a hotel and stuff. So like she would still need to raise money, honestly.
Thank you.
Null, the administrator of the QE Farms and moderator of Chris's business email, relayed to her that she received many helpful emails, nearly all telling her that she was using the wrong cable. After some advisement, Chris purchased a new TV monitor composite cable on eBay for $11.
Nice.
On June 16th, Chris notified her followers that her GoFundMe campaign for her trip to Too Many Games had reached $60 out of the $400 goal and encouraged more fans to contribute to the fund. At around the same time, YouTuber GenoSamuel2, the creator of the Chris
GenoSamuel2? I thought it was 2.1. What are you talking about, brother? What are you talking about?
Chan, a comprehensive history documentary series, had his channel manually reviewed by YouTube moderators after applying for monetization, who found it violated anti-bullying guidelines of the site, and so terminated his account.
Wow.
Fans of the series lashed out at Christine, falsely believing that she reported to the videos, which caused the takedown.
How sad is that? Is that why it's 2.1? What? Oh, I heard. Okay, so the bullying thing. I heard it's like, oh, well, they make content about the same person like so much it could be considered bullying. But dude, this is a well-documented, well-researched, very objective piece about Christine Weston Chandler. It's very different. It's so very different. Why would I buy this axe? My axe is better.
In an effort to quell the accusers, some other party, possibly Null, was granted access to her Twitter account to write a post denying she had any part in the takedown and wished for a swift recovery for Geno.
Wait, what?
To quell the accusers that she reported to the videos, which caused the takedown. In an effort to quell the accusers, some other party, possibly Null, was granted access to her Twitter account to write a post denying she had any part in the takedown and wished for a swift recovery for Geno and his fanbase. His channel remains terminated to this day.
Damn.
Also on June 16th, Christine shared a recent drawing she made to celebrate Pride Month.
Damn, how did he get it back? Did he re-upload it to a different channel? Like, what happened? I need to know. Is the channel was Geno able to do something about it? Did he die? Did he die? Do we ever see Geno Samuels again? Geno Samuel 2.1?
Depicting 10 of her more prominent Sonichu characters, proclaiming in unison that those in the LGBTQ community were not alone. This picture, along with Chris herself,
let me tell you, after them seeing that, I bet they wish they were alone. I'll tell you that much.
Were briefly featured in a collaborative video project titled You Will Be Found, made by YouTube channel Scribbler Productions, which featured almost 100 members of the My Little Pony fandom, or bronies, showing their support for the LGBTQ community.
Just trying to what was the motivation for that? What was the motivation for that? First of all, let's be absolutely honest here. Brodies are a more vilified group. Okay? They're a more vilified group than LGBTQ people. Usually it's the group that's like more accepted, that says like you're not alone. Second of all, no, go away. What do you? That's that's ridiculous, dude. Bro, you guys made a video. A bunch of bronies got together, 100 of them, and they made a video and they sang and they. That's not why. That's why people don't like you guys. I'm not trying to be an asshole. Also, because that one guy went to like the pony convention and talked about how there was like some weird fucking kink in My Little Pony. Like it's the subtext of the writing. It's just doesn't make any sense. Why do you like? Hey, listen, if you want to fuck the ponies, just stop. But at least don't tell us. Just keep it to yourself. You know what I mean? Like keep it to yourself. If you're gonna jerk off to My Little Ponies, fucking porn. Let's just keep it to yourself. That's fucking weird.
On June 17th, to celebrate Father's Day, she commemorated the occasion with a tweet. Hashtag Happy Father's Day to each and every father in this world and in every single other dimension too. My father is alive again. I still love him, even in his checker-patterned glory.
So yeah, that's my understanding that it's Christine thinks that like the world, this is a world, like, and everything that you draw, it's basically like chalk zone. Everything that you draw turns into the world. Could you imagine Christine's father is like resting very peacefully in his grave after having a very long, fulfilling life, and then he fucking like wakes up again as some poorly fucking drawn cartoon character that seemingly has checkered dreadlocks? I mean, holy fuck. What a terrible experience. You know what's terrible though? Now that we're on the thing, in my school there was this high school. There was this kid. It's so fucked up. Okay, I'm 32, so this was like fucking 16 plus years ago. There's this kid in our high school. I forget his name, but he I think he had like some kind of a disability. He had like I think he had autism, and this is so fucked up. And he hated Chalk Zone. He really fucking hated Chalk Zone. And every day, some of these kids, and I know that they're bullies, and you should never be a bully. They would go and they would go, Rudy's got the chalk zone. Rudy's got the chalk. And they would just continuously sing that over and over again. And he would get so mad and he would scream and he would just like kick things. It's such a fucking weird moment.
The message was accompanied by a drawing of Chris Sonichu with her arm around the shoulders of her father's Sonichu form, Robert Chu Franklin Chandler Jr. The following day, Chris claimed that her mother found an old autographed photo of music artist Johnny Cash and gave consent to have it sold to help fund Chris's trip to Too Many Games. It was listed on eBay for $200. Soon after, she advertised her autographed photos on Twitter, which could be personally signed. A Twitter user offered to pay $75 for one if Chris wrote that it was for Julie, referencing Christian's oft-uttered pronunciation of Julie during the times he was masturbating to the troll-fabricated girlfriend in 2009. She soon listed a single, so-called limited edition printed photo of himself from around 2005, with the word Julie written on his forehead, claiming that this would be the only time she would personally write that quote-unquote darned meme word. The listing was in fact double the asking price that the previous Twitter user suggested.
You know what's crazy? I feel like Christine could have done NFTs if they didn't fuck up. Whatever happened to those things? What the fuck just happened? Sorry.
Manually reviewed by YouTube. One of 4 Sonichu's 10 day. Chris Clinton printed photo of himself from around 2005 with the word Julie written on his forehead, claiming that this would be the only time she would personally write that quote-unquote darned meme word. The listing was in fact double the asking price that the previous Twitter user suggested. Chris soon brought down the price of the picture on eBay to $75 and was quickly sold. One day before her trip to the gaming convention, Christine listed another item, a poster from the Too Many Games convention of 2015, signed by a selection of YouTubers present at the time for $300. On June 22nd, Chris's GoFundMe campaign concluded, ultimately reaching $120 out of her $400 goal.
Damn, this people.
In the morning, she began her drive.
Those people donated a lot. He only got like $120 or whatever. They donated like $50 and like $40 worth of shit. Like three people fucking made that up.
Bringing with her a baseball bat for protection, and also one of 4 Sonichu standees she had made, allegedly representing Sonichu's real-life scale. When she arrived, she was greeted by Justin Silverman, who presented her with a special badge. He allegedly then warned her about her behavior at the convention and told her not to use her baseball bat and cause trouble. Also on the first day, Chris met up with YouTuber Jab50yen, with whom she bonded.
Wow.
In between attending discussions,
what do you think this smells like? Just a real question.
She would meet with fans and take photos with them, often strongly embracing them. She also kissed many attendees of all genders on their cheeks, some of whom went on to complain to the organizers and security.
You kissed me without asking. I'm genuinely offended. Stop your sick behavior. You left me shaking and afraid and downright disgusted. I asked for a picture, not a kiss. I mean, you shouldn't be doing that, but it's fucking so forced. Oh, Jesus Christ.
At the convention, Chris was apparently given a warning in person, but it is not confirmed.
Oh my God.
On the second day, Christine donned her classic polo shirt, visibly in tatters. She messaged Null about meeting with a certain CJ, who Null was convinced was a troll, since CJ apparently told Chris that Surfshack Tito, Jack Thaddeus, and Clyde Cash were also at the convention. Null discouraged Chris from meeting with CJ, after which point she avoided any talk of CJ whatsoever. Null later learned that CJ was in fact an alias for a group of friends wanting to help Chris sell merchandise, and the reference to the past trolls had been made by one of the group without informing the others. Ultimately, nothing transpired regarding their plan. Early on the 23rd, Christine went to a panel presented by Mike Pollock, voice actor for Sonic franchise villain Dr. Eggman.
I like that. Why do they call him Eggman, by the way? Like here, Jesus, I one-shot that motherfucker. Like they originally called him Dr. Robotnik, and now he's Eggman. I don't get it. Why would you do that? It's bizarre to me. It's fucking weird. Die, bitch. Got him. Boggers.
Also known as Robotnik, and Kenny James, voice actor for Nintendo's Mario villain Bowser. Chris was selected to quote-unquote roast the voice actors or playfully insult them. A couple of attendees managed to film the interaction.
Oh, Mike, you're gonna make a dream of mine come true, because I've enjoyed every scene where Sonic got to insult Eggman, and I got one that I came up with.
I don't think I can watch this series anymore. I can't handle it. It's gonna be worse than fucking Death Noodles like roast. It's gonna be horrible.
Recently, and I just want Eggman's reaction, by the way. I'm a Sonic Chew. So in case you don't know, I'm creator of the original Yellow, but I transformed to this one. And I'm encountering Eggman, and Bowser can laugh if he wants to, if he likes it. So, Eggman, let's talk for a moment. You like wordplay? Alright. So, I got good news for you. Go back to call yourself Robotnik. Because don't work backwards. You say Eggman, I say, nah, I'm gay. Split it up a little bit further, it sounds like, nah, I'm gay. And at least Canto Moore sounds more sophisticated than that. So what do you have to say for yourself now? Nah, gay?
Well, I believe William Shakespeare said it best when he said, "What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would smell as sweet."
Ah!
Thanks for coming out, and have a nice...
You just call him gay like 50 times? Like, what happened there?
Not long after, upon receiving complaints from multiple attendees for being kissed and hugged by her without permission, Christine was told by event security to leave the convention. She had an emotional breakdown
Why is she doing this? Why would she continuously kiss people?
at the venue and collapsed to the
my
floor,
God.
curling up in the fetal position, or what she later called hedgehog defensive state.
What the fuck? Hedgehog defensive state? Stop, dude. I thought I thought it was like a real like she got really upset and she had a breakdown, but this just tells me that she was like, they're gonna kick me out. I gotta get into a defensive stance. What the fuck?
She took her Sonichu standee and put it face down to mimic her actions. Chris lay on the ground and refused to respond to the staff. Jab 50N came to calmly explain to her the situation. A police officer also arrived to try and remove Chris.
Hold on a second. Did I see Kratos?
Explain to her the situation.
Nah, I said chicken, man.
A police officer also arrived to try and remove Chris. However, Jab 50N did his best to explain to the officer the reason for Chris's infamy and why it would be unadvisable to publicly force her to leave, as the scene would quickly be spread around online with the help of the Kiwi Farms and the Quickie.
Damn, this guy's a
After short
real
while,
fucking
Linda,
friend.
a mother of an autistic child, came to Chris's side to comfort her and defuse the situation.
What'd she do?
Chris eventually regained composure and
Fucking autism whisperer. What the hell did she do, bro? What the fuck?
was escorted to the police office, where she was further calmed down by Linda. After which point she
Did they drag her to the police office? Like, what the fuck?
to leave. On her way back to her hotel, she stopped for lunch at Collegeville Italian Bakery to eat some pizza, commenting on Twitter
Why are you
that
not
the
invisible? You're
establishment
rogue.
was made 20% cooler because of her presence. Chris then suggested that they make a new pizza called the Sonichu Zap, featuring yellow peppers. In the evening, Christine, or likely Null, went to Twitter to apologize to the staff of Too Many Games and jab 50 yen, and noted that to Chris's understanding, she did not receive a warning in person, and only got one in the form of a Facebook message, which she did not notice until after she was asked to leave.
Oh, they didn't warn her?
On June 24th, Keemstar, a YouTuber known for his coverage of internet pop culture and drama, asked Chris to direct message her, hoping to feature her in a future video, but one never materialized. Later that day,
sad.
Christine returned home and wrote a string of tweets regarding the incident at Too Many Games.
It's crazy.
One question: what is wrong with this world? A peck on the cheek from a celebrity that one likes, positively mind you, is not offensive to me. What really ticks me off
Fucking
is
celebrity.
that any displays of likes and affection is viewed as taboo and more offensive than bloody, gory violence. And how do I
happened to my
feel
thing?
after all of the love and positivity I had been finding and giving back and sharing around? It all turned around against me in one felt swoop. I feel emotionally hungover and like a load of crap. I'm going to tell all of you hater trolls something right now. I will remain optimistic and open-hearted, and I am not going to fail. I have the love of my real, positive, and kind people and fans,
Yeah,
and I have the love
agreed.
of my partners, Magichan, Krizel, Sylvana, and Mewtwo.
Damn,
Here,
he's
they
really-
are right
she's really
here with
fucking
me,
around, huh?
and they directly, offline, communicate with me always. And more importantly, I love them all, and they love me truly. This is real. When a Twitter user told her that she got in trouble because she hugged and kissed people without their permission, Chris clarified that everyone she met had the option to keep at arm's length or push away, but none did, and simply returned her hugs out of kindness.
Okay. I mean, I like how the ultimatum is like, yeah, you can either just stay 15 feet away from me or you're getting a hug. Like, that's not exactly great.
And love. She then shared the drawing she began working on, which depicted an embellished version of her exchange with the voice actor of Dr. Eggman, with Chris-chan Sonichu replacing Christine in referring to the villain as Nam Gay, and Eggman confessing that he
What is Nam gay?
is asexual, with
Wow.
Bowser off to the side laughing because Chris-chan Sonichu called him gay.
Wow.
On June 25th,
What is Nam
she
gay? What's the
listed
joke?
one of her Sonichu standees on the online marketplace website, Mercury, for $300. On the 26th, Null had a conversation with Christine via text messaging regarding her behavior at Too Many Games. He warned her that her actions may cause her to get preemptively banned from the My Little Pony convention, BronyCon, and if she continued to act the way she did, she could get banned from conventions worldwide, or even get charged with sexual assault. Chris wrote that she understood the situation and planned to keep her lips sealed before telling Null of her communications with the CPU goddesses from the
lips-
anime and game
lips
series
sealed.
Hyperdimension Neptunia, which he completely ignored. On June 27th, Justin Silverman got in touch with QB Farms user and Quickie
Oh, Eggman backwards is Nam gay. Oh, okay, now that makes sense. I didn't put two together because she just fucking rambles. Okay, I guess that makes some fucking level of sense. Someone.
moderator Rosticus, denying claims that Chris had been promised a merchandise booth and panel discussion, and stressed that he did warn her about her conduct in person. Upon seeing his posts, Christine responded to Silverman on Twitter, refuting his claims that he warned her in person. Silverman himself quickly replied, confirming that he warned Chris in person, and received word from security that they had warned her as well. He then questioned why she tweeted the accusatory message after liking several of Silverman's Facebook posts. Chris wrote that her liking his posts had nothing to do with what happened at Too Many Games, and clarified that she had been warned against using her baseball bat and received no word against kissing attendees. She added that Justin should have brought her aside and told her in person, but since he didn't, he epic failed at his job, earning an
He epic failed at his job. Fucking classic lay Redditor moment.
under mediocre rating of 2 out of 5. Not long after, Christine wrote several tweets admitting that she realized opening herself more to others was a bad thing for some individuals, and promised to keep her lips to herself from then on, and only would kiss someone on the cheek if so requested.
Wow.
As a result of her behavior at the convention, she was reported to the staff of BronyCon, who took note of her past activity and encouraged all attendees to be cautious, but decided not to ban Chris from the event.
That's
On June
nice, I guess.
29th, Chris unveiled a new character which she conceived a few days prior. Scarlet, the CPU goddess of the Commodore consoles and the nation of Comma, who represented the Commodore 64 game console, inspired by the Hyperdimension Neptunia game and anime universe. She added that the notes were written whether or not people believed her, and confirmed that the quote-unquote shit was real.
Nice.
On the final day of June, Chris complained about the casting of actor and comedian Jim Carrey as
Jim Carrey was good as Dr. Robotnik. I liked him a lot. I have to see the second Sonic movie. I saw the first one. So
the villain Robotnik in the upcoming motion picture adaptation of Sonic the Hedgehog, falsely assuming that the movie would be animated, and criticized Carrie's voice acting prowess. She further added that the movie would be inferior in quality, like the past game and TV series Sonic Boom, and claimed she would protest to demand the movie be made better. Later on, she elaborated on her newfound appreciation for an old catchphrase of hers. I want to make a note. After some time, I'd thought zapped to the extreme to be trite sounding, but more recently, I have literally been feeling more and more of the electricity inside myself. Not killing myself, mind you, but I dare say now, let's all zap it up to the extreme! On July 1st, Christine noticed that Jab50yen was answering fan questions on Twitter, and regarding Chris's odor at the convention, he clarified that contrary to popular belief, she did not smell bad.
Oh.
Chris added that—
You know, I've been asking that in a lot of these episodes. I wonder what the smell's like, so that actually I think is very helpful. Thank you.
She showered nightly and thoroughly for around 10 minutes, utilizing soap, water, shampoo, and conditioner, and applied deodorant every morning. The next day, Chris received a fan-made plush doll of her original My Little Pony-inspired character, Nightstar. On the 2nd, she wrote a long string of tweets explaining the backstory of her recently created CPU Scarlet, claiming that she had passed away in 1994, and her spirit was entombed in a Commodore 64 that was currently in the ownership of a woman in the dimension of the real world, and would manifest herself soon. On July 3rd, she attended her scheduled court appearance regarding her trespassing charge in the Fashion Square shopping mall in Charlottesville, Virginia. It was given another continuance, this time for a date only 3 days away. Upon returning home, she went to Twitter to excitedly write that she uncovered her collection of vintage game discs for the Commodore 64 and posted photos of her collection. The next day, to commemorate the Independence Day of the United States, Chris posted a photo of herself giving a salute while wearing her classic striped polo shirt, visibly torn and falling apart.
Great salute.
She then tagged the official account for Ralph Lauren, the original makers of the shirt, and asked if they could begin to reproduce the unit once more or to restore the one she owned. On July 6th, Christine's trespassing case was finalized. She was not given any fine, but instead was placed on the therapeutic docket, a program offering routine meetings with courthouse staff and mandatory therapy sessions for those with severe or persistent mental illness as an alternative to jail time. After she returned home, she lowered the price of the signed Too Many Games poster up for sale on eBay from $299 to $200. She also added her own name to the array of YouTuber signatures. Notably, in the item's description, she suffixed her name with Sonichu, possibly alluding to her supposed marriage to Magi-chan Sonichu. Also, by this date, Chris had earned around $550 from sales of her autographed photos on eBay. She then purchased a Sega Genesis game console from the auction site for a price of $40, a Commodore 64 game for $13, and finally, another Commodore 64 computer for $150. On July 9th, Lucas, a member of a group of teenagers with whom Chris met up on occasion, asked for advice on Twitter regarding his case of writer's block. Christine wrote that it may be beneficial for him to mind-link and enter into the story he was writing and meet with the characters.
That's really good advice. Just mind-link with the characters and enter the story. Okay, that's good. Honestly, it might work. I mean, we all laugh at it. It's like, oh, that's just preposterous. But I feel like in order to write a good story, you kind of have to like be your character in some capacity. So the advice would probably actually work. It's just people wouldn't say it like that, you know? That's the thing.
On July 10th, Chris introduced a new item on her eBay store, a replica poster depicting his original attraction sign used during his Love Quest in 2003, on sale for $60. Users of the Kiwi Farms noted that Chris had altered the poster with what they assumed to be Microsoft Paint and replaced the small text with a typed version, while also removing a warning singling out marrieds and blacks, and adding a disclaimer at the bottom to state that the use of the poster was purely for entertainment and should not be used to elicit solicitations. Later that day, a transgender woman on Twitter wrote that trans women were not told or warned about getting periods, which amounted to periods of moodiness, cramps, and sadness. Chris replied, stating that she felt some of her period that very day. On July 11th, Chris notified her Twitter followers that her plans to stay with friends in a hotel during her trip to BronyCon had collapsed, and so urged for someone to help fund her stay there by purchasing her Too Many Games poster on eBay. At around this time, Null text messaged Christine to encourage her to talk with her court-appointed therapist and get the police involved in investigating the extortion carried out by the Idea Guys, Joshua Wise, and Stephen Boyd. The therapist was allegedly aware of her purported spouses, Magi-chan and Crizel, but she was cautious about talking about the Idea Guys and her reality stone, which she elaborated was contained within her, and was the same in concept as the plot device used in the Marvel comic book series, Infinity Wars. Apparently, Magi-chan had informed her that the stone should be used together with her amethyst high school ring, which was a fragment of a reality stone, as originally told by Kiwi Farm's user, the Captain.
Is that the same ring that she hides behind her medallion that gives her the powers to do whatever? Like, didn't she make that that canon that you have to have like the fucking you have to have the ring inside the medallion because the medallion doesn't give you the power. It's the ring that's put into the back of the thing or some bullshit. And now it's a fucking Infinity Stone. The story is really evolving here.
To undo
Holy
the damage
shit.
Wise and Boyd had done unto their dimension. Also, at around this time, Chris met up once more with Lucas and his friend Devil in Lucas's home while his parents were away. When she arrived there, Chris presented them with original drawings, and in return, she was given marijuana to smoke. While high, Lucas recorded a video which apparently shows Christine deeply kissing what she believed to be her wife, Crizelle Rosechew, invisible to all observers.
Bro, you know what? Why you gotta record that, dude? Let her have her fun. I used to do that when I was like a kid, like 10. My friend and I would pretend that we had girlfriends from like anime shows or something. I forget what his girlfriend was, but when I was a boy, mine was Misty. That was my girlfriend. It was Misty. Yeah, incredible stuff. But you know, there's something to me about a person who's like 40 years old, and I understand that she has a disability, and I get that. But that would be afraid to be around someone that does this. What, they're fucking kissing a fake person? What if they just start fucking swinging on me? You know what I mean? I don't know. What if I accidentally sit on her boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, and then all of a sudden she's fucking hitting me with that bat? You know? Yeah, Misty was hot. Yeah. Not so much anymore, because unfortunately I got older and she stayed the same age, and contrary to what, you know, Matthew McConaughey thinks, you know, I'm not into that.
At a later point, Lucas revealed via private messages that Chris smelled like cat urine and had confessed to wanting to have sex with her mother. In addition, she allegedly had little understanding of personal space.
Wow, incredible.
And would excessively hug, nuzzle against, and kiss them randomly. On July 12th,
Christ.
a Twitter user who had purchased a signed and framed photo from Christine received their package.
Wait, that means that guy, JD6 or whatever, JD Signifier, Stallinger or whatever, that guy was lying when they said that Christine didn't smell. That's a real friend right there. Or maybe he just couldn't smell her, I don't know.
That the glass of the frame had broken inside the envelope, blaming Chris for her poor packaging. She wrote that it was not her fault, as she clearly labeled the bubble envelope with the warnings, fragile, and handle with care, supposing either the receiver was being trollish or the post office was responsible for the damage.
Yeah, true.
On the 14th, Christine listed a handmade blanket found by her mother, Barbara, for sale on eBay for $200.
Barbara.
The item was introduced by Barbara in a YouTube video posted that same day.
Oh, it's like
My name is
Christmas.
Barbara Chandler. I'm asking you to buy this blanket from me. Recently, I have been working really hard clearing
Why is there so much energy in this? Holy fuck.
out the things that they moved into the house 3.5 years ago. I had a lot of trash to put out, and I had to pay the trash people a lot of money to take my trash Friday. So I'm asking you to please help by buying this blanket, because I'm low on funds and we need help. Thank you for buying this blanket. I appreciate it.
The blanket was soon sold to a willing buyer.
Wow.
On July 16th, Christine informed her followers that her amethyst high school ring, which had
The person who bought it, somebody commented that they were a fucking idiot because of it. That's fucked
been
up.
purchased by Kiwi Farms user The Captain in April, had been returned to her possession after paying him back the original cost of $200 plus shipping. The next day, she expressed that she was glad that she did not have to go to the fashion square anymore, because it no longer featured toy, video, or bookstores, and only sold clothes and crap.
Yeah.
On July 18th,
All that mall sells is things like clothing and shit. Of course. Who needs clothing? Am I right?
Chris posted a YouTube video in which she asks for help regarding her
like a Wonder
overheating
Woman thing?
car. By this point, she began regularly donning a toy tiara modeled after those worn by characters of the anime Sailor Moon.
Oh,
Hello,
Sailor
everybody. It's
Moon.
Christine Chandler coming to you live from my car right now. I'm stopped right now, but
It's interesting. The first thing I go to is like Wonder Woman. I wonder if that's like an American thing. I wonder if in Japan they go to like Sailor Moon or hentai or something. You know, like that's their first thought. You know what I mean? Like cultural significance and all that.
My car has been acting up lately. It's been going towards the heat. There's things wrong with the antifreeze coolant thing. I think there's like a couple of leaks there. I just had this car worked on that, but they couldn't patch all the leaks, but now it's getting worse. So yeah, please do me the big favor. Buy my big price items so I can get this car totally patched up so I can get to BronyCon and all that. Big price items. Please buy those now so I can get this car worked on today.
Dude, I would have just permanently banned her from everything. You know, it's not even worth it anymore.
According to the captain, Chris then began text messaging all liable contacts for extra money. On that same day, she dropped off the car at a mechanic as an emergency case, meaning she would have to raise funds and pay for the maintenance after the issue was taken care of.
It's got that custom Sonic Chew. I used to say Sonic Chew. People got very upset with me. License plate. I feel okay. And what does that cost? Like, I think in my state it's like $80.
The next day, a certain Miss Cherry, a trans woman in Australia, pledged more than $500 per month to Christine's Patreon page, boasting in the comments section that she was paying a lot more than others to be her new sweetheart and #1 fan, and was confident an update was forthcoming on Chris's YouTube channel. Chris herself appeared.
I feel like this is like this is gonna be another fucking troll, dude.
To reply to her, thanking Miss Cherry for her patronage, but rejecting her offer of becoming Chris's new lover. Refusing to accept her rejection, Miss Cherry then increased her pledge amount to $1,000.
I feel like they're gonna take it back or something.
Commenced a private conversation while messaging on Patreon, during which they discussed Christine's polyamorous marriage, revealing that she had allegedly also gotten married to her original character, Sylvana Rosechew, and the Pokemon Mewtwo. They also talked about sex reassignment surgery, with Chris writing that she wanted
I need to cut my dang thing off.
to cut off her penis. Miss Cherry added that she had not yet had the surgery either because it cost a lot of money to get it done professionally. Chris wrote to her that she hated
Well, it's because you don't cut it off. You like push it inside in some way. That's okay.
her penis and allegedly had not masturbated since 2011.
Wow. Jesus. What the
On July
fuck?
20th, Chris completed drawing and coloring her
I
comic.
couldn't imagine hating my body so much I wouldn't jerk off for fucking like 10 years. I can't even go fucking 10 minutes. Are you kidding me? The fuck? Nah, I can, you know. I go through like those cycles where sometimes you're horny like every day or twice a day, and then sometimes you're not horny for like 3, 4, or 5 days, you know what I mean? Normal stuff, I think, right? Isn't that how hormones work? You know, you got your spurts, and then you get your spurts, then you hit your squirts, and then you don't really need to use up all your shirts anymore, you know what I'm saying?
Sonichu issue 12-9, solely focused on her My Little Pony inspired character, Nightstar. The story begins with Nightstar narrating her life starting from her birth, sharing the same birth date as Christine.
Wow.
She reveals that she has a bit of the
Crazy.
autism, and when she was younger,
Bit of the
learned that she
autism.
shared a psychic mind link with Christopher Weston Chandler
Incredible.
in another dimension, with whom
Wow.
she sympathized and connected. Her life
Incredible,
mirrored
yeah.
Christian's in many ways, including her penchant for drawing and traveling through different dimensions.
Yeah.
Nightstar also developed hetero
Wait, so now the question, so that character likes to draw too? Yeah, you wipe your cum on the shirt. This character likes to draw too. So wait, does that mean that anything that character draws is going to end up becoming real? Just like this is the quick fills real? You know what I mean? Like they create their own people, or is there like a quick fill inside of a quick fill? Or like is there like some kind of a dimension in a dimension? You know, or do they create the character in their own dimension? Can they draw a character into their own dimension? You know what I mean? Like it gets fucking crazy.
chromia by getting some slime into one eye during an experiment, causing it
Some
to change
micro
color.
universe, yeah.
Years later, while in Canterlot High School, set in the human dimension of My Little Pony's Equestria, Nightstar,
Oh, I got such big lips. What the fuck?
while in human form, meets with Christine
Got those
Chandler for the
DSLs.
first time. Nightstar plants her own unique identifying cutie mark onto Christine, which turns her into a human version of a pony as well.
Or it just looks like
Oh.
shit.
After encouragement from Nightstar, Chris initiates a conversation with a woman named Diamond Melody, Nightstar's sweetheart back in Equestria. Nightstar then relates the story of how she and Diamond Melody first met
Reading too
and
deep into this? Fuck you. That's what my whole content base is.
later went on a date in Quickville.
Bitch.
While traveling to that dimension, they both changed into their human forms, with Melody experiencing the transformation for the first time. They had a pleasant day in Quickville, and then consummated their love in Christine's bed. They had further dates together, but unfortunately, Diamond Melody's human counterparts, both in
These
Quickville,
ponies look like fucking abysmal
they
dog
had
shit.
further dates together, but unfortunately,
Like, look at these down here. Those look ridiculous.
Diamond Melody's human counterparts, both in Quickville
And then this
in
looks fucking dumb as hell. What
the
the
real
hell,
world,
bro?
turned out to be trolls
whatever.
toying with Christine, named Jessica Quick, referencing the
Oh,
troll
shit.
Jessica Quinn. Melody felt guilty and ashamed by association and left Nightstar, who cried for a week or two.
Wow.
In a
that's so
later
sad.
story,
How many likes
Nightstar
can
meets
we
her
get?
true sweetheart, Kun Han-fu, with whom she helped win a battle in Quickville. After some time,
It was
the
Kung
two moved
Fu?
in together. Towards the end of the book, Nightstar telepathically asks Christine if she could come help her complete her comic book. Chris inserted photos of herself, showcasing her opening up a portal into Equestria and coming out the other side as a pony. Nightstar and Chris then both transform into their respective Sonichu forms and wish away the readers, foretelling that the next issue of Sonichu would be a return to normality. The back page of the comic was one of 3 commissions
Wow.
from Chris, made by artist Feathershine, depicting
About to say that actually looks decent, but also gross. I feel like this is the part I skip in porn, but I wouldn't skip it here. I would just turn it off. You know,
Nightstar and Kun Han-fu nuzzling.
Kung Fu. What?
On July 21st, writer Shonan Maguire, who was briefly involved with Marvel Comics, wrote on Twitter of the impact a certain issue of Spider-Man had on her. In it, she referred to the superhero as one belonging to Earth 616, which was one of many versions of Earth contained within the multiverse of Marvel stories. Christine asked her if she knew the categorization number given to the Earth which they realistically inhabited. Maguire told Chris the real world was named as Earth 1218 when referenced in the Marvel comics. Chris delightedly thanked her for the information and asked if they could discuss the matter further through private messaging. Maguire declined the offer as she was at an event at the time, and Christine asked if she could direct her to another creator or chronicler with strong understanding of other dimensions so she could learn more about the topic. Another Twitter user informed the writer that Chris used her answer to further instill the belief of a multiverse existing in reality and encouraged her to clarify that the concept of different versions of Earth was entirely fictional. Maguire replied, confirming that the Earth 1218 designation was a fictional concept reserved for the Marvel universe, and apologized if her words were misleading. Chris did not respond to this reply. On July 22nd,
Wait, hold on.
Christine
Wait.
designation Earth was entirely fictional. Maguire replied,
How is she gonna say that Earth is fucking fictional?
confirming that the Earth 1218 designation was a fictional concept reserved for the Marvel universe, and apologized
It's all
if her
real.
words were misleading.
All of it's real. If Marvel writes something, it becomes real. Isn't that the logic? Like if anybody, it's Chalkstone logic. I thought.
Chris did not respond to this reply. On July 22nd, Christine went to Facebook to defend her beliefs. I am only going to say this once for those who may think me as delusional, crazy, or shit like that. I'm not delusional, crazy, or anything of the sort. I have my own magic powers that I'm still learning about for
I like how shit like that is the same of anything of the sort. Yeah.
myself, from my family and allies. I've already talked with psychiatrists and therapists years ago, so any new such meetings would be a very moot point. Also, I have been on anxiety and blood pressure meds for many years, and I have always been down to earth. And I still see my Sonichus and Roachus and all else from our sister dimension when they are here.
Wow,
Not to mention
beautiful.
my electrifying powers and my quills, tail and ears of my Sonichu form literally on and attached to me and in feeling. Therefore, they all are real, and you may tell everyone that. And I do not wish to have to repeat myself on that. And I really do not like being mislabeled as delusional or shit like that. Plus, I have friends of our Earth 1218 here who have been to our sister dimension and experienced that world for themselves.
Okay.
Thank you. On the
Wow.
23rd,
Well, fuck
Chris
me.
alerted her followers that her bill from her car
I think I got that wrong. The other person must have criticized her for that thing not existing. I had a fucking brain fart.
mechanic was $850 and thanked Miss
Damn.
Cherry for her generous donation, calling her by her full name. Chris clarified that even though Miss Cherry felt very strongly about her, it was too soon to initiate any sort of relationship. At around this point, Miss Cherry went
Is it just like a rich person that gave her a bunch of money to troll her? Or is it somebody that's going to take the money back in some capacity? Or is it actually real? There's no way it's real, only because this is like a trend.
to the Kiwi Farms to boast about becoming close to Christine. In the aftermath of her arrival, she was ridiculed, and her private information was partially revealed.
Oh my
She
God.
soon after ended her monthly pledges to Chris's Patreon and stopped talking to her.
Wow. They bullied a potentially genuine person from talking to Chris? Is that what happened? What the fuck?
July 24th, Chris wrote that her car would be fixed in time for her trip to BronyCon, thanking her fans for their help and kindness. The next day, an eBay user who had purchased several things from Chris in the recent past left a critical comment upon receiving the Too Many Games signed poster purchased for $200, writing that it had come folded and wrinkled due to
Damn.
poor packaging. However, they still left Chris a positive rating. On July
Hey,
26th,
they left a critical review with a positive rating? Oh, I guess they have very low expectations.
Christine drove herself to Baltimore,
That's definitely some fucking constructive criticism there.
Maryland, a day before the commencement of the BronyCon convention. While she stated her own car would be ready in time, she instead took her mother's Dodge Caravan. In Baltimore, she met up with Jay Hart, a fan and Kiwi.
Why does she even need her own car? Honestly, why do you need your own car? Your mother has a car. There's no way she's driving it anyway. So like, who gives a shit? You know, like why fucking waste the money? Like,
Farms user and received her personal BronyCon badge. Afterwards, they drove to have dinner. Possibly on the way, while stopped in traffic, a squeegee man offered to wash the car's windshield. Chris obliged and paid the squeegee man $2 and gave him her business card after briefly chatting.
This is a common
oh my god.
problem in Maryland.
A couple of bucks.
In Baltimore, it's a huge deal.
Yeah, it is pretty big in Baltimore. I went to Baltimore before. There was like this homeless dude. He just like walked out of the car, just started like leaning on it. It's fucking crazy shit, bro.
Celebrity, by the way. Thank you. Yeah,
You served a celebrity. Here's $2.
me. I'm the celeb.
You served a celebrity, by the way. Here's $2. What kind of a fucking celebrity gives somebody $2? How do you call yourself a celebrity, bro? You fucking idiot. What the fuck?
Oh, look me up on the internet.
Sorry for saying bro. I say bro to everybody, guys.
Have a good day. Thank you.
Hey, guy that I just gave $2 to clean the fucking windshield of my car. Go look me up on the internet, like when you're at the public library or something. Or what kind of a fucking statement is that?
You said what's your name is?
Christine Chandler.
Christine Chandler. Hey, what you do?
Saatchi and Roach. I've been doing the books for more than almost 2 decades.
Wow.
You said you'd be at the convention center.
Yeah, I'm gonna be going to the BronyCon.
You be at the convention center?
Yeah, I'll be there. See you later.
In the morning of the 27th,
That interaction stressed Christine out. At the end, she's like that, like exhausted from that fucking limited social interaction.
Christine recorded a video addressing any fans she may possibly meet.
What's up, my bronies and bigger sister peeps? This is Christine Chandler coming to you live from Baltimore, Maryland, and I got my ears and horn from last year on the pair of wings. I'll get a pair in a while. So, come say hi. Selfies, hugs, no chat free, just, don't harass me or anything. Be kind. Follow the rules. Okay, I'm certainly going to follow the rules. I learned my lesson from past experiences that I'm not going to go into liberty and talk about. So, enjoy BronyCon and see you around.
From then on, she entered the convention center, where she fairly frequently met up with fans and took selfies with them. On the first day, she attended a signing event with the chance to meet My Little Pony voice actress Tabitha St. Germain, who had blocked Christine on Twitter in August of the previous year. While waiting in line, Chris made a short video.
Right now I'm waiting in line to get Tabitha St. Germain's autograph, so nobody interrupt me there.
Who the fuck is Tyler St. Germain? St. Patrick, I think, was my saint. I'm Roman Catholic. Who are they talking about? Who is that?
And my feet gave out, so I'm standing on my knees. I did get a few good pictures here and there of my feet.
Your feet gave out, so you're standing on your knees? I feel like that's just gonna fucking shatter your knees, no?
Meet and greets with my fans. So, anyway, that's my story right now. Checking again later!
After meeting with St. Germain, they took a photo together and apparently had a nice chat.
Oh, wow.
Some users on the Kiwi Farms reported that Chris was allegedly surrounded by people that prevented others from getting too close to her without her permission. They were also wary of falsified reports coming.
How crazy is that? She went from like being too fucking like, I guess, handsy and too touchy and feely of other people to like not allowing people within proximity of her. I guess that makes sense. Maybe she lacks self-control to like not do it herself or something. I don't really know, but it's kind of funny how that like fucking drastic shift happened. It's fucking silly.
From the image board 4chan, who were attempting to spread rumors of Chris being inappropriate with convention goers and force her to get kicked out. Christine kept in touch with the captain and let him know that she did not have any trouble and was having a good time. On the second day, Chris planned to meet with female-to-male transgender MLP fandom voice actor No Whacking, who had blocked Chris on Twitter the previous year, and present to him gifts of a doll depicting My Little Pony character DJ Pone 3, which he voiced in fan productions, and a drawing showing the meeting between hers and No Whacking's original MLP characters. The meeting didn't go as planned, and in its aftermath, she went to Twitter to recount the experience.
Well, why would it go well?
Okay, venting time.
If they blocked you, why would you... Wait. Is it female to male or male to female? Hold on.
Push which and present to him the fandom. On the second day, Chris planned to meet with female-to-male transgender MLP fandom.
Okay, female to male, okay.
Meeting didn't go. Okay, venting time. He pushed
I didn't know if they like Christine was being transphobic, like just because they were angry.
me away And I had a drawing and a present. He remembered blocking me on Twitter like months ago. What is his problem with me nowadays? He closed himself off from me, did not even stop to tell me why. I feel devastated. I feel upset. Tears are welling a bit. Why? Awesome and inspirational as he is, he can be a dick, apparently. Who knew? I guess it is the aloof, cold dude in him.
Okay.
She soon met up with Jay Hart and explained what happened. Christine wanted Jay to pass the gifts to No Whacking, thinking he might accept them coming from a different person, but he refused and asked Chris to delete her tweets since they may be used as a reason to report her to convention staff. She complied and quickly deleted the most recent tweet in the thread. Afterwards,
Just the most recent tweet in the thread? Why?
she complied
The one call him a dick?
and quickly deleted the most recent tweet.
Isn't that crazy? This is deleted. It's screenshotted at 21 fucking seconds. Somebody was 21 seconds in. Like, that's fucking nuts. Some asshole was just waiting to fucking screenshot that.
In the thread. Afterwards, she was surprised by a convention goer cosplaying as Sonichu, and they took a photo together. Later on, she attended the Riffing Rainbow panel, which encouraged attendees to try to read through a work of poor fanfiction exactly as it was written, accurately reproducing all the spelling mistakes and grammatical errors. The person who could continue reciting a segment of the work exactly for the longest time would win a DVD of the movie Paul Blart Mall Cop. Chris was the second contestant to enter the challenge.
And just so everyone knows, Christine.
I wish Geno would be able to compete in this event. I feel like he would do it fucking incredibly.
Weston Chandler Sonichu, and I am the creator of Sonichu and Roaster in the nation of Quickvale.
I love that introduction. Everywhere that she goes, everybody has to know that they created fucking Sonichu. Like, holy fuck. I don't even understand it, dude, because I hate it when people recognize me. It's fucking cringe.
So let's do this bad fan fiction.
Okay.
And Spike commented over to her. What do you want, Twilight? Spike said. Twilight said, I need you to give
Sounds like he or she already lost. Sorry, she already lost that event there. So
me the book of magic. He gave it the book to Twilight, and she said,
Thank you, Spike. Go away now.
"Will light out."
Good.
Open the book to chapter.
It is book.
Open the book to chapter.
oh, it was Pook, not book.
It is book. But that is a nice time of 47.6 seconds.
Wow,
Chris ultimately did not win the contest.
damn.
Afterwards, a convention attendee on Twitter wrote that they were at a panel sitting next to Christine, who began conversing with a voice actor about being connected to a sister dimension.
Wow.
Towards the end of the day, Chris was refused entry into the Grand Galloping Gala, a formal dance party which required attendees to adhere to a strict dress code, to which she did not.
Okay.
During this time, Michael Hertz, a known Chris Chan hater, began spreading rumors on Twitter of Chris exposing herself to a woman in a bathroom to
Oh
get
my
her removed
God.
from BronyCon. Hertz's attempts did not lead to trouble for Christine, but Null warned her if convention security approached her to ask about the matter, she should stay calm and honestly answer their questions.
That's fucked up, dude.
On the third and final day, Chris took more pictures with her fans and attended panels and events without anything of note occurring. After BronyCon concluded, she wrote a commemorative tweet, thanking everyone for the good time she had, and looked forward to the following year's convention, which was announced to be their last. After packing up her things, Christine made her way back to the car, and began her trip back home, back to reality, and back to troubles.
Wow, beautiful story. Did we lose? Yeah, we did. All right, well, perfect timing. That was a good episode. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and another special shout out to all my Patreon and Twitch subs. If you'd like to support this channel further than you already have by just watching the video alone, go down to the links below where you can sub on my Patreon, which will allow you to get your name on this beautiful black wall. Or you can go to the Twitch page and you can actually use a free Amazon Prime sub, if you have Amazon Prime, to subscribe. Thank you very much, guys. Take care.